We're here at CyberTalks with Rob Lalumondier, Vice President Federal for Sophos. Rob, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Wyatt.
Talk to me a little about how you've seen the federal government make maybe the greatest progress over the past year in addressing things like cybersecurity.
Absolutely. I think some of the most exciting things I've seen for the federal government have been in the policy arena. When we start to look at President Biden's executive order, we've seen kind of like some prescriptive things around implementing technologies like multi-factor authentication, but we're also seeing some of this spawn new guidance on how to go implement a zero trust architecture across an agency. And I think all that's really exciting. In addition, we're also seeing the bipartisan infrastructure law that has been widely discussed, and the very much needed $1 billion of funding that are going out to state and local governments to help us secure our nation's infrastructure going forward.
And then looking ahead a little bit, where has your organization made maybe the greatest progress, using technology to improve things like the delivery of citizen services or employee productivity for government agencies?
Yeah, absolutely. I think employee productivity is really, really top of mind for a lot of leaders in our community. At Sophos, we have made really big strides in driving employee productivity by implementing like a remote first work method going forward. So we're really looking at how do we go out and get more out of our employees, keep them engaged in the company. I like to think of this as like three legs of a stool: technology, management, and then culture as well. So on the technology front, we're making sure that our employees have secure access to the tools and data when they need it, where they need it in a secure way. And then on the management front, we're even going out and training our managers on how do you more deeply engage with your employees and get them excited about their work when they've got these competing interests of things that are going on at home, and people are seeing more demand in their personal lives than they ever had before. And that kind of ties closely into that culture piece where we have to recognize as a company, as an organization, governments, I think everybody's wrestling with this on how do you provide that balance for your employees? How do you get them to have high personal accountability, but also leave them room to take care of the things that they need to do in their personal lives?
Rob Lalumondier, thank you so much for joining us here at CyberTalks and talking about some of the things that Sophos is doing to help the federal and state and local governments improve their cybersecurity.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Wyatt.